Hi everyone, so in today's video I'll be trying out Spellbinders' new small die of the month for February 2024 and their BetterPress of the month. And I did a whole unboxing, the deluxe caboodle, so I've talked about lots of different things. I might have measured some of this that's here, so I'll link that video for you guys for more info, but today we're just going to get right to it. So these items were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. So if you're watching this video, the clubs are open to sign up for. If you're already a member, between the 1st and the 4th, you can make changes. And then on the 5th, you know, your club should be set to go out. So if you are just joining, you can definitely do that until the blackout period at the very end of the month. And as a member, you get 10% off of the site. As soon as you're logged in, the pricing you see has the 10% off reflected. So what I'm going to do today is, I was thinking about it. I want the background, since we have this guy, this is, like I said, the BetterPress, but we also have this small die, and I forgot to mention, I guess at the beginning, I think that it's called Rainbow Bouquet. We're going to have these really cute little rain boots, maybe some really bright or pastel or whatever, but really pretty pops of color with our little flowers that are going to go into our little boots. You can do one boot, you can do a pair of boots, whatever it is you like. I'll probably do a pair. They have their little accent piece and then your flowers, right, with stems and greenery and all kinds of things on this one die. What I want to do in the background is just have a nice white piece of paper with the black, just like this basically, BetterPress plate with the flowers, and I'm thinking like putting it in the top corner, and then our boots will be here with the little pops of color, and then in the background you'll have that beautiful plate image showing. So what I'm going to do, so we'll just begin, is grab some cardstock. I like to work with heavyweight cardstock. If you have the excuse me, tongue-tied already. If you have the BetterPress paper, the cotton paper, that's really great. Watercolor paper, there's lots of things you can BetterPress on. So I'm just going to grab some probably heavyweight cardstock, some black ink, and my BetterPress, and we'll get started and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so we'll need our plate. And with this one, you know, she has, sorry, I was just taking that out. It has a die there to cut out your little hummingbird, super cute. If you're doing deluxe caboodle, you'll get a second hummingbird, and she's adorable. I used that in the last video. So what I'm going to do today is just use this guy. You can use your sentiment in here. It's really great. It has the sending you fluttering hello, wishing you a lovely day. You can definitely stamp them both at the same time, or BetterPress them both at the same time. Whatever you like to do. I do have a black card base here, and if you're making your own, that would be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. That's for an A2 size card base. Of course, you can do whatever size you like. And we'll take this guy, and I'm going to place it here. I think that's going to give me what I'm looking for. What I want is, obviously I'm going to stamp it, and then when I go like this, it's going to be on this side, right? That's where I want that. So just know when you're using this, when you flip it, that's where it's going to be at. You know how when you look at a die, like I'm looking at it like this, okay, cool, but the boot is actually going to face the other way when we actually do it and run it through. So just know that when you do that, it's going to be in the opposite direction. So just keep that in mind if that's something that is important for your design. And so I'm just going to place this here, and I just want a little bit of this on here. It's not, you know, the biggest deal. If it goes off the edge or whatever it is, that's fine. I like the way that looks. And I'm going to put the smallest amount of tape because I don't want to put any here in case my design is there. So I'm just going to do a little something here and here. And just, you know, get our black ink. It would look really pretty with a soft pastel color behind there also. But I'm just going for super clean, classic. Underneath this, the magnetic plate here, I do have all 3 of the shims that the machine comes with. I always like to keep it there just for the thickness. And that's not going to touch until we actually want it to touch. So I'm just going to put that here. And get that moving through. And I guess sometimes I go forward and I'll go back just to make sure. If that scares you, don't do it. There we go. Look at that. Super pretty. And then we're going to have our boots like in here. So this is just something kind of nice just in the background there. Okay, I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we have our card base. We have this beautiful background. And I think that is upside down because it's basically going to look like this. If you're better pressing this, and that's what you want your focal point. It goes this way. I don't know if you can see how the flowers kind of go up like this, but I'm going to have it kind of coming down this backside. And yeah, so I'm just going to glue that down. And then we'll start die cutting, and I'll just have some music there if I share that time with you guys. Generally, just, you know, cut as much as you can with your machine that you have at once. That way everything gets cut pretty quickly. And just placing that right down there. And let's check this out. You know, I love red rain boots, and but I think for this card I want it more springy, so we'll go with something lighter. Oh man, maybe I have like a sage color. That'd be really pretty, huh? Something like that. And then this is the accent piece. So your boots, one or two, whatever color you like. Accent piece, you know, gray, black, brown, whatever it is, white, you know, whatever you want your wellies to have at the bottom there. Greenery, you know, you have your flowers. So again, tulips, both petals are there, or accent petals, because you have this guy too. So they kind of can play around with those guys. With these beautiful little posies that have centers over here, your daffodils. With the centers, and you know, if you don't have the center like that, like it's facing straight on, or this little side facing one, and then even those have other centers. So I'm just going to grab some colors and just start die cutting. I'll be right back. These pieces here, and I'm continuing to work. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and glue my accent pieces on. So just in here, I'm putting the glue here, but of course you can put it on the actual piece. And let's glue that guy down right in there. Oh, I did want to mention that the boot actually has its own shadow. Like this little piece right here could be pretty much be the shadow of the boot. It's like the heel, you know, it goes in that way. So kind of interesting, another thing to kind of play around with. I'll do the other one pretty much the same way. Of course, we have our cuff up here also. And I mean, they don't have to be black cuff, black sole. It can be whatever you like, right? I'll do the other one that way. I ran this through a couple times, especially to get 3 of the stem, just in case, because I like flowers being in 3s or odd numbers, groupings. So I have 3 of those and then a ton of greenery. But let me put the other boot together, and then I'll start cutting my flowers, okay? Flowers cut here. Again, I like groups of 3 as far as like these focal, the larger flowers. And then you can layer up however you like, dimensionals, you know, kind of maybe do a little something fun with the petals to shape them or whatever it is that you like. I'm just going to show you quickly. I do need to cut out some centers though. So this one, I want to cut out of some gold paper. So that's the center of your little daffodil, and then, you know, just the flower centers. These little guys just cut out in pink. Super cute. These don't really have like a not a leaf, but what's the word? Like a stem to go to. So you can just play with those however you like. Of course, these guys, you know, line them up however you think looks best. I pretty much like to offset them. I'm just trying to see if there's a certain way that looks pretty good, like that. You know, those are kind of more on top of each other than offset, maybe something like that. Whatever it is, however organic you like that to look. And so a little glue here, put that guy in. And then we have these centers. So there's the guy that's kind of facing sideways. So if you have that, you're going to go ahead and put this little guy on there with him. Right, just shadowing that. And then there's going to be another one that comes in. And I just chose yellow paper for that. And then that little gold bit that we'll get from that guy. Again, dimensionals, no dimensions. You maybe don't want to stick these down until you know what direction your flowers are going to be facing. So that, you know, that goes a certain way or however. Again, I left it flat, but you can definitely shape your petals, you know, before you get them down. I'll probably do a little shaping, and what I mean by that is just literally just grab anything that helps you kind of round it out, and just to give a little shape. And you can also kind of push it down the center, you know, if you have like a foam mat, and then I'll give it a little more shape. So let me do that with this guy, and I'll show you the other center. So again, however you want to put these guys together. That looks good. Again, I like to off-center them. And then the other guy has this white center, or I did white, but it's this center, because it's more like facing forward, I suppose. And then you have this guy that accents that. Yeah, just pop it in there. So that's another one facing a little bit differently. Okay, I'm going to do this one with the sideways flower. I like the little center that way, and I'll be back. So I have my flowers, and you know what? I still have some flowers sitting here from when I reviewed the large die of the month. So I have these little bells, and I figured, you know what? Might as well use them. So I just went and grabbed the this little sprig, and I thought this was cute because the other one, I used this one. Let me show you. The one that's kind of bent over. And funny enough, the die, if you run it through, it gives you all the flowers you need for both this little guy and also the one that's kind of standing up. So I have perfect amount of flowers for that. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through. And if it works, great. If not, you know, I'll just use it for a different time. But I'm going to go ahead and glue those on. And again, it's just as simple as putting a little glue on the very tips here. And then adding those little bells. So just glue, glue, glue. And then adding these guys on. How cute are these? Oh my gosh. They can have some movement to them, you know, kind of going left and right or however. And I'll be back. I'm just going to put one of those on each little tip. So I have these guys here, our boots. And we're going to do one more thing before we really start putting things together. We have our pretty flowers, you know, wherever it is that we're going to be placing them. And they don't have to be on the stem. I mean, they can just kind of be arranged here. These little guys are kind of just going to go here and there. I'll finish them off with the centers after I place them. And then we have this little guy just extra. I didn't use the tulips, but we have tulips in the die set that are really lovely. I want to back these guys with something. See, there's little spaces. I don't want them showing too much. So I'm just going to grab a scrap of paper, and I'm trying to think about how's the best way to do this. I'm just going to cut pieces that are relatively the same kind of width and length, hopefully. Like this guy can go right in there and cover that up. And then obviously these are kind of rounded. It'll be a little trickier, but definitely something we can do. I'm going to put a little glue here on either side. And just kind of stick that down. That's if you want. And you can also use the die that cut the boots and then just run it through some black paper and paper piece it back in, but you're going to put something behind it to hold that. But for now, I'm just going to kind of take smaller pieces, and if I have to kind of curve it a little bit just so that it works for me, I'll do that. I'm just taking smaller pieces. Like I said, instead of trying to cover this all at once, I'm just going to kind of curve that out and see if that helps me. And I'm just going to put that there. Yep, and that covers there, and it can probably just be a straight piece, as you can see. Just as long as you're placing it so that it ends up covering all those spots. And I will be right back. I just want to show you, it doesn't even have to be rounded. I was just kind of doing that, but they can just be straight little pieces that you're going to stick down. That's fine too. I'm going to let those set up, and then we'll start making our bouquet. Okay guys, so I'll bring this back, and maybe something like that, I suppose. And then we'll start kind of putting things in, and you guys know I like sometimes to round things out, so like if I wanted this to look more rounded, I would just kind of shape it over my fingers and then maybe put some dimensionals in there. Whatever it is you like to do for your different dimensions, but I think what I'm gonna do is just stick these down, and since what I'm gonna do is stick them down this way, so just on the edge, that way if I slide something under there, I can still do that. Like if I decide I need to put a little stem in there, right? So let's put that one there. So this guy's here. So we have that one. And again, he only has glue around the very edges. And then this guy, I think I'm going to pop him up. He's going to need to be popped up. So I'm going to put some dimensionals in here. Again, we can lay that flat too, but I'm going to go dimensionals here and then just a little bit on the sides to not be too obtrusive there. And I'll be right back. So I put dimensionals again with the channel kind of down the middle. I'm not going to push it down completely just quite yet. And you can, you know, stagger these. I don't know. I feel like they're just going to be one after the other one. So down here, I don't mind pushing it down. Up there, I'm not sure. So let me go ahead and stick this one down because I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave this guy where he is right now. He wants to stay down. So let me get some flowers stuck down there. And also you can put dimensionals behind those flowers, whatever as you like. I wanted that one to be kind of tall, so for sure I'm going to stick this one down all the way in the back. And okay, and with these guys, I'm going to go ahead and put them on a stick, but again, they don't need it, especially if it doesn't work for you. You know, you don't have to do it. You know, however you like, if it goes this way, whatever works for you. Maybe I'll do it differently on some of them just so that it looks a little different. This little woody part here. So, like this guy might be up in front. He might not even need a stem, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just do that. I'll add them on all of them where I think it should go, and then we'll trim them down or take them off if we don't need them. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So again, this guy, if I even brought him in, I'd probably trim it down a little bit. So let's go something like that. Let me see if I can get it in here. I really want that to go straight out. Give me a little more fun if it was a little more sideways. I'm just pretending right now. We're not really done with anything quite yet. If that guy was like here, and then this guy kind of up front. Okay, something like that. So yeah, this is the one I probably don't, maybe both of those don't even need a stem. We'll see. If I put that guy there. And we can probably stick this down now. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and stick those down. Put a dimensional behind this guy. And you know, we can probably do a couple of them if you want to be a little sturdier. This guy I'm just going to glue down in the center so that his little petals still have some movement. We get a little bit closer. Of course, we're going to finish it off in just a minute. Like I said, this guy, I don't know that it needed a stem, but since he has it, what I can do is cut here. He can be coming out of this boot. Yeah, I don't know. Well, he can also be behind it, huh? Yeah, maybe he doesn't need it at all. Something like that. Okay. So if we put him there, let's not do that one yet. We have lots of greenery. I think this one is specifically for the tulip. Maybe it goes like this too, you know. The greenery can go however you like under your flower, coming out like this, or up into it like that. We're just going to add some greenery here and there. So why not? Before I finish off. Something like that. So I'm just going to go in and add some greenery. Some choices there, and then we're going to add some dimensionals to this guy. That's pretty good right there. And then we have all these little guys. Again, if you want to shape them, you can definitely do that, or just leave them flat. Just give them a little zhuzh like that in your hand. That works too. You know, and then just add them here and there. So with those little guys, like maybe one here, and then we'll finish off with the gold centers I was planning on using. Maybe there's one, I was gonna say tucked underneath there, but let's... I love these little leaves. I don't really want to cover them too much, so there, and just, you know, have fun with it. Maybe I'll put a little bunch of them here. Maybe a third one there, right? You know, I love my threes. So there's a third one there. Just hold those guys down. And I'll add some more here and there, okay? I'll be back. Okay, guys. So I just ran through these little bits and some gold. So this one, and then the centers of my little posies. So I'm just putting a little something there, a little something here. They haven't set up quite yet, so I'm being very delicate with them. And again, that one die does 3 flower centers plus one of the like daffodil centers. So I'll do those. And how cute that little pop of gold just works. And then up here I'll add a little something. So I'm going to run it through one more time so I can get a couple more sentiments. I still have one flower. Maybe I'll put it on our sentiment, maybe not. You know, I have thanks for your friendship. I have spring blessings. Ooh, you know what? Let's go with spring blessings and on some dimensional, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay guys, just ran that through, and actually I went ahead and grabbed the die for the spring blessings, which came from the clear stamp of the month, and I'm just going to put these guys together in a drop shadow kind of way. So just to have that pop, and I'm just doing it to the top and kind of over to the right a little bit. Okay, dimensionals, and I'll be right back. Put the dimensionals on that, ready to go. Maybe like here. Make it a little straighter. So I have one little flower left. I don't know if I want to use it or not. You can put it there maybe. Sure, why not? And I'm going to tuck it a little bit underneath the wording, I think. Something like that. Okay, then I'll pop the center in there, and that is my card. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for these items for review. Just a gorgeous set. I love little rain boots, and this is just super cute. Obviously, lots of ways to play it up. You know, do your tulips, do your whole bouquet with all the different flowers. Really lovely. Mix and match them with the other sets from the other kits this month, and have fun with it, guys. So thanks for watching. I will have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.